The Newman Center of Performing Arts has some excellent entertainment lined up, and tonight, well, it's all about the jazz. He is considered one of the most influential jazz pianists to this day. Well, I'm so honored to have Kenny Barron here to talk about his show tonight. Kenny, what a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, it's as a musician, and nowhere near as good as you, but I'm a singer as well. I love talking to artists who have really mastered their profession as long as you have. Now, let's take it back all the way to the 1950s when you were a teenager. How did you know this was for you and this is what you wanted to do?
It was never a question.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It was never a question. You know, I started out, well, there was a piano in the house. And my oldest brother was also a musician.
Okay.
And I had two brothers and two sisters. Everyone played the piano.
Really?
Yeah. So,
oh my gosh, it was a musical family.
Yeah, but myself and my oldest brother, we both became professional musicians. So it was kind of preordained.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you just knew, I would imagine it was a natural thing for you when you first played that piano.
I never thought of doing anything else.
Wow, that's...
And luckily it worked out for me.
Absolutely. Boy, has it worked out. Well, how was the music scene in Philadelphia at that time, and did it shape your style? What was it like growing up in that era?
Well, during the 50s, I was actually too young to go into most of the clubs.
Yes, this is true.
But I went anyway.
I was going to say, did you sneak it anyway?
I grew a mustache, but at that time, Philly was a great place for young players, you know, because there were a lot of local clubs where you could hone your craft, you could work on your craft. There were lots of musicians to play with.
Right.
So it was a great environment. And then there were two major clubs, the Showboat and Peps, where they brought in musicians from New York.
Oh my goodness.
So I got a chance to hear them, and so it was a great environment,
Would you say there was like one event or one thing that really was the day where everything changed for you and you were well onto your musical career?
I can't say that. It was just, I knew that. I knew I was going to play music.
It was for you.
It was for me.
Oh, that is wonderful. Yeah. Well, look, not only are you a multiple Grammy nominee, he's kind of a big deal, everyone, but you've played with legends like Stan Getz, Dizzy Gillespie. You're teaching rising stars too. He is an NEA jazz master. Now, that in itself is a huge honor. But when somebody approaches you and says, I want to do what you do, what do you say to them, the younger generations?
Well, usually people who do approach me, they're kind of well on their way.
Okay.
You know, but the thing I caution them about is, number one, make sure you're playing music for the right reason.
Oh, that's a big one. Okay.
You know, it can't be about looking for fame and fortune.
Sure, sure.
It's about, you have to do it because you love it. You know, and that's when it really works, and that's when people can feel you. Yeah. If you do it because, you know, because you love it.
Yeah.
And that's the primary thing, and also, obviously, practice.
Exactly.
Practice, but also play with people who are better than you, which is really important. That's how you learn. You play with people who are better than you, and you have to play for the public. You have to play in front of people.
Right. There's a whole craft with live performing versus being and being good. Yeah, that's so true. Do you like live performing?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the only kind of performing there is.
What happens to you when you are on that stage?
Well, you kind of feed off the audience.
Yeah.
You know, you get feedback from them. Sometimes I've been in situations where it's dark, but you can see one person, and you actually play to that person.
Wow. Okay.
And you get a lot of feedback back and forth.
Isn't that incredible? Well, you're touring with your trio and you're preparing for your show tonight. What is that like when you play with a trio that you've played with for a while? How is every show different, or what happens backstage before you go on?
We eat.
Yes!
But I've been with these guys for, my drummer is from Philly.
Okay.
Jonathan Blake. And he's been with the band for a while. The bassist is from Japan, Osaka, Kiyoshi Kitagawa. And he's been with me for over 20 years.
My goodness. So when it comes together like that, as long as you've been playing together, that's magic.
Yes, it's like we speak with one voice, almost, you know.
man, well, this is definitely the show to watch. Well, your latest album, let's talk about that, The Source, is coming soon. Tell me about this album, the inspiration behind it. What's different in this album?
It's called The Source, and basically it harkens back to some of my influences, musicians and styles.
Okay.
Going back to stride piano, taking a look at from stride piano on up to avant-garde.
Okay.
So it's different kind of moods and things like that. And play music of Billy Strayhorn, some of my original music. And we recorded it actually in a really ornate, beautiful theater in Paris.
Oh my goodness.
So there was just me, the engineer, and the producer. That was it, in this big, beautiful theater.
Oh my goodness.
With a fantastic piano.
Oh, so. I can't imagine what that was like. Well, Kenny, it's been such a pleasure having you here with us
today.
Thank
you so much.
I'm sure the show is going to be incredible. And look, if you want to learn more about Kenny, check him out on YouTube. I've seen the video of you in Paris. I love the one of Autumn Leaves, is one of my favorite jazz songs of all time, by the way. So, yes, phenomenal career. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, thank you so
today.
much.
Yes, and we'll see you at the Newman. I'm sure you're much better live, too. Okay, everyone, we'll get those tickets to the Kenny Barron Trio show at the Newman Center for the Performing Arts. That is tonight at 7:30 p.m. Call the box office. There's that number. It's 303-871-7720, or you can also learn more online at newmancenterpresents.com for more.